In terms of this tournament cycle, I just want to go back to sort of the days after the Euro final and when you were starting to review and think about and process it all. Was there any did you consider, having got as close as you got, as close as you can be to winning a tournament, did you consider at all walking away at that point?
No, I think that we felt that a lot of the things that we were doing were on track. We had a lot of young players who were able to not only be available for the next tournament, but are going to improve over the next 2 or 3 tournaments. We've predominantly got a young squad. And the challenge of a World Cup that was only 18 months away was one that was hugely exciting. So, of course, any time you finish a tournament, it takes a huge amount of energy and you need time to recover from it. And look, we had a magnificent experience, but there was a lot of fallout after the final, and so that also takes you a little bit of time to get your head round and really be able to review things as a team of staff, where you can be really accurate on the analysis. What really pleased me, we responded so well in that autumn because we had really key fixtures away in Poland and away in Hungary that, on the back of getting to the final of the Euros and a shorter break for our players, that they could easily have gone a different way, as we saw with Italy's games. So I think we dealt with that period really strongly, and if anything, we dipped a little bit at the end of the season, where, as much as anything, our players had just had so much football with the length of the Euros for us, and then the length of the season they'd been through.
You talked perfectly fairly, I think, about wanting to be judged on the team's performance in Qatar. Is there a minimum threshold in your mind that the team has to achieve there for you to carry on to 2024?
I think the last 2 tournaments, we talked about making the country proud, and we avoided putting an actual round of whatever. I mean, to be fair, the first tournament we said our internal target was to win a knockout game because we hadn't won one for 10 years. Of course, the external view of what success might look like is changing all the time because of the 2 tournaments we've had. But I've been involved as a player in a tournament where we went to a semi-final, but also a tournament where we went out in the second round and people actually felt that the second round achievement was a really good one at the time. And yeah, I've been in other tournaments where the team have got to a quarter-final and that's been seen as a disappointment. So I don't think it's quite as simple as saying, if we reach round X, then everybody will be happy and it's onward march. I think there's a lot more that we have to take into consideration, and the emotion around the team and the sort of sentiment around the team. But what I'm looking forward to is, trying to take the country on another journey. We've had 2 unbelievable rides in the World Cup and in the Euros, which has really brought people together. And I think people are excited for another World Cup. They're slightly, not reticent, but wondering what it's going to be like, not in the beer gardens, but sat with the log fires on, chucking beer inside. There may be not so much beer thrown and things like that. So we'll have to see. But those nights bring England fans together, families together, and they're the great things that live in my mind as a kid of watching those big England nights, and we've got the opportunity to do that again.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.